Hi everyone, welcome to another week of a grid design every week. My name is Cindy Seitz Krug and my website is quintessentialquilting.com. This week I'm going to do something a little more difficult, as I've been promising through the earlier weeks. They might get progressively more difficult, our grid designs. And this one's definitely challenging. It took me quite a while to figure out actually how to do this design. I've seen it a lot of times in home decor and on fabric, but I never could quite figure out how they quilted it. But come on over, I'll show you with pencil and paper first, and then we'll quilt it out. And I've never actually quilted this, so we're gonna hope it all works out as well on fabric as it did on paper. So first of all, let's look at the design. This is what it's going to look like minus the grid lines. And what you may notice is this is a 1/4-inch grid paper. This design actually encompasses 4 blocks of the grid design every time. So let's look at this paper and I'll show you. I've drawn out a little square here, and it's 12 by 12. So we're going to work in sections 4, so actually 16 grid blocks. So let me draw it here again. I want to draw you right out here on the edge our little basic design, and you've seen this before in a couple weeks ago in the Paducah special, but I've figured out how to put it all together. So we have our soft S, and then a little jag, and then we just repeat that soft S with our jag every time. So once we get that design in our head, it's going to be repeated every time. The spacing is what's going to be tricky. So I want to show you something. Here I drew this. Let me just go over it again. We do our soft S on the diagonal. We've got a horizontal vertical grid, but we're going to quilt it on the diagonal. So I'm going like this and crossing that intersection, soft S, and then our little Z shape there, and then exactly the same every time all the way to the top. Let me get up here. Now when we go to do our next line, I'm going to go the other way and show you. You're going to skip, you're going to start again in the 4th block. So we'll count this as 1, 2, 3, 4. So we would just travel over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to do exactly the same going the other way. So I want to make sure it's exactly the same as that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're correct. 1, 2. Oh boy, even I have to think about this. I could be off. Let me 1, 2, 3. Nope, I think I was off. Let me get my little eraser out, and we're going to do that again. This is what I'm telling you. Sometimes these can get pretty tricky, but they're beautiful. So 1, 2, 3. Here, we'll start this in the 4th one, and we'll do that exact same soft S. Okay, now we know we're perfect. Now I'm going to travel up again and start again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I've got these blocked off, so I know where to start, and it's going to be exactly the same as that previous line. Okay, so there's that. All right, now no more can fit there, so we're going to start going the other way. And if we look at this paper here, where those intersected at the bottom, we started this way. So let me see if I can do this the right way. And we'll just start here. I'm going to go over here and start with this one, with the soft S. Yep, that's working. Okay, so let's see. So now we've got a basis. We can see what it's supposed to look like here. So let me go up to this one. It's going to go So you see how those are always going to be the same. So let's travel over to here. And we got that one going this way. And go like that. We can travel down here. Let's see, where do we need some lines going the other way? I guess I should be sewing this, but I wanted to show you how this all works on paper. So we're going to travel all the way down here. Alright, so that's essentially how we're going to do it. So I'm going to try to stitch it out. This is going to be interesting. We will cross our fingers and hope for the best. Once the grid lines wash away, it's a beautiful design. It's just a bit more challenging. Alright, so I'm going to start right here in the corner. I've already stitched around the perimeter of my area, and I've got 12 grid blocks by 12 so that we've got areas of 4. So I'm going to start with my soft S right here. Is camera picking that up okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Gotta get that pin out of there. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to travel and do all of my lines going in the same direction first, and then we'll do them going in the other direction later. So I got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think, boy, this always takes me, I think 1, 2, 3. I think I need to have to refer to my paper or sketch it out and make sure I got it the right way. So we got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm having a hard time here figuring this out. Sorry, people. I gotta think about this. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you don't count the one that is in 1, 2, 3. All right, so we're gonna go down here to the 4th block. Okay, that looks correct. All right, we'll travel over 4. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and travel over and do all of those because I want to get all the lines going in one direction first, and then we'll worry about the other direction. This is a design, I'm doing it in a darker green thread because I want you guys to be able to see it, but I would probably go with a matching thread. That way you see the design and not the thread and the mistakes. 2, 3, 4. Alrighty, here we are. So we'll just repeat our design. Okay. It's all going perfectly so far. Okay. So here I am, I'm just looking at what I did there and repeating it. Alright, now we are ready to go the other direction. So I have to say which way I want to, it's always hard to get that first line going the other direction correct. So I'm going to look at my little cheat sheet here. Those go like that. Oh, let's see. I have to think about this. I think we go like this. Nope. I just messed up. Alright, we're going to take that out. We'll leave those stitches there for a minute, but I'm going to go... Oops, I lost my fingertip. We'll just ignore that line of stitches because I don't want to waste your time. Alright, so we were here. You see, if I would have continued, I would have hit that spot. I don't want to intersect there where the little Z is. I want to go up here. And I think it's going to be correct. And travel over here. Yep, that's getting quite large on this half-inch grid. But you're going to get the idea of what we're doing. So that was fine. We're going to go down to this one. Alright, now let's see. We need to get over to our other spot. On the other side of the grid. On the paper I had that 1/4 inch grid. And this is half-inch grid, so it's quite a bit larger, but when I turn it over, you're going to be able to get an idea of our design. So let's see, I want to get up to this spot. Alright, so we're going to go in here. Again, the key with this one is going to be consistency in the size and shape of your soft S's and where you put your little Z design. Alright, it's working out now that I got the hang of it. So what I'm doing, I'm getting to this point, but I'm looking at where I ended on that previous line so I can see how to do it. Sometimes they get confusing. Okay, I think we're almost done. Alright, that's it. You know, there's one little spot up there in the corner. Let me just do it. And we'll take it out and have a look at the back side. Actually, that one isn't going to be, it's just hanging off the edge. So, let me lock off our stitches, we'll pull it out, and see if it worked out or not. Looks kind of big and clunky there. I really like that smaller grid on the paper, on the 1/4 inch, but let's have a look and see. So, here it is on the front, and again, there's the boo-boo there. We'll be able to see that loud and clear when we turn it over. Alright, there it is. So it's very pretty. It's kind of, this is, I would say, pretty rough for my first attempt. I would definitely practice this one before I put it onto a quilt. But I think once you get your soft S's consistent, and you get your little Z stitch consistent, it starts looking a lot prettier. So I don't have a name for this. I'm sure there is a name, and I'm sure you've seen that in plenty of home decor and fabric and towels and all kinds of stuff. It's a beautiful grid-based design, but it is a little more difficult. So hopefully one of these days you'll be up to the challenge and try that. And like I did, print it out on some grid paper on the internet. You just Google printable grid paper or 1/2-inch grid. This is 1/4-inch grid paper, and you can print that out and draw on it, and it's really convenient. So I know that one was challenging, but hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you try it and you know, challenge yourself to get out of your box and do something a little more difficult. So thanks for joining me, and I will see you next week for another grid-based quilting design. Thanks. Bye.